If you collect Social Security and you'd like a one-time payment of $1,400, regardless of if you're on retirement, SSI, SSDI, well, you're going to want to take a look at the latest headlines that have been making their way around the media in the last 24 hours. Take a look with me. Senior Advocacy Group has now proposed a one-time catch-up payment for Social Security beneficiaries. How would this work? You can see coming out August 9th, 2025, and I'm just going to cut to the chase for you. It's going to be a $1,400 check they're proposing. Here's another one coming out 3 hours ago. Senior Advocacy Group proposes one-time catch-up payment for Social Security beneficiaries. How would this work? And I actually did a little bit of searching and found the actual post for you coming out from the Senior Citizens League. You can see here, TSCL defending your earned benefits, July 15th, 2025. So this actually was published not quite a month ago, but it is now surfacing across the media as the one big beautiful bill passes. 2026 COLA predictions rise to 2.6%, but they make the argument in this publication here that that is simply not enough, that seniors need more because the COLA is not keeping up with the cost of living. And they're saying give everybody a one-time check of $1,400, a boost to all Social Security beneficiaries. And if you agree with that, put yes in the comments. Now, if you don't, maybe you think, no, we don't need an additional check. We don't want to deplete the funds faster. Or maybe you're thinking, we need something more. Put no. Let me know your thoughts. But this is not the first time we've heard benefit proposal increases proposed, because for quite some time, people have been saying it is simply not enough. As take a look here. Now, this was back in 2020 when Joe Biden was running his campaign to be president. We should also increase monthly Social Security checks by $200 per month, as proposed by Senator Wyden and colleagues. Seniors and people with disabilities are uniquely at risk right now. That would be a total of $2,400. And take a look. We actually saw legislation put out for this by Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren. Here's an article that came out back in May. So just a couple months ago, they reintroduced the Social Security Expansion Act that you can see the new bill would increase benefits by $2,400 a year. That's $200 a month, and eliminate taxes on benefits. This was a proposal that was released during the Biden administration, yet we did not see that come to fruition. But now we're hearing yet again, they are saying, hey, do not forget those that collect Social Security, retirement, SSI, SSDI, all those that depend on these fixed incomes from Social Security. They need it to be there. They need to be able to rely on it, and it needs to be available for them. They said this is not an entitlement program, as is often called. They're saying this is a earned program. People have paid into this with their taxes their entire lives. Now when it's time for them to draw, they need it to be there. They need it to be dependable. Let me know if you agree in the comments, as we are seeing this coming out, and they are saying that they need to send more money to seniors. And if you agree, again, drop a yes in the comments. Now, I'm going to take a look at these articles for you that have come out actually today. Also, we're going to be looking at the actual post that came out just a couple of weeks ago, so you can see it for yourself. And I'm going to get you caught up on the latest. Now, if you appreciate that, do me a favor, take a quick second. If you haven't done so yet, hit that like button. I'll keep you up to speed on everything that's going on, from Social Security to massive earthquakes going on in the Pacific Ring of Fire, volcanoes. We're hearing legislation, peace talks that are attempting to avoid war between Russia, the United States, the Middle East. There is a lot going on. Also, we're hearing potential tariff tips or rebate checks, stimulus checks. I'm going to keep you up to date on all of it. And again, if you appreciate that, take a second, hit that thumbs up like button. I cite all the sources. They're going to be hyperlinked in the description. And hit the subscribe button to stay up to date. It is totally free. And I'll keep you up to speed on everything. Now, also, just wanted to mention very quickly that I am very proud of my wife, Monica. She just officially published her first book. It is called Fiona's Adventures to Rainbow Falls, and I just wanted to take a moment and just be a proud husband. My wife just published this. It is available on Amazon. She put a lot of time, creativity into it. I'm very proud of her bringing this story to life. And I couldn't be more excited to announce this to you guys. It is available for print. So if you got any kids, any grandkids, any nieces, nephews, or you just love a good, heartwarming adventure, I'd love for you guys to check it out. It is currently available. I'm going to pin a link down below. Shout out to my beautiful wife, Monica. I'm very proud of her work publishing her first book on Amazon. So if you guys are interested, I'm going to make that available down below for you guys. And shout out to my wonderful wife, Monica, publishing her first book. So, but let me get you caught up on the latest news that has come out regarding potential one-time catch-up payments for Social Security. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Now, this is going to be linked in the description. You can see this came out by Michael Boratormo, a senior advocacy group, proposes a one-time catch-up payment for Social Security beneficiaries. How it works. Now, this article says the Senior Citizens League, a nonpartisan organization aiming to educate older Americans about laws, rights, financial issues facing their demographic, have proposed that Social Security, the administration, consider a one-time catch-up payment to help retirees make ends meet amid rising inflation. Now, the catch-up payment, also referred to as a make-up payment by the Senior Citizens League, would ideally be paid to Social Security beneficiaries in addition to next year's cost of living adjustment, or COLA. So again, this is not the COLA. This is actually a bonus additional payment they're saying is needed for seniors. The cost of living adjustment, they're saying, does not keep up with the inflation that is currently hitting those that depend on these benefits. Many retirees have experienced a sharp erosion in their purchasing power as cost of living adjustments have failed to keep pace with the rapidly rising cost of essentials such as food, housing, and healthcare, reads the statement from the TSCL that we're going to be looking at here in just a second. Now, which rising costs are seniors facing? In the press release issued last month, TSCL projected next year's COLA to be 2.6%, which is 0.1% higher than this year's increase. But even though these increases are designed to keep pace with inflation and help Social Security recipients maintain their buying power, TSCL has long argued that the metrics used to calculate the annual increase, which is the Bureau of Labor Consumers Price Index for urban wage earners, which itself is a measure of the change in prices of common consumer goods and services, it does not take into account the cost that elderly Americans are paying for things for like medicine, housing, and groceries. So they're saying, just to clarify, the acronym for that is the CPIW is what they use to measure that increase. They're saying we need to switch to the CPIE, which is based upon the spending habits of the elderly and will help make it more proportional to the needs of those that depend on these benefits. A recent survey of nearly 2,000 Social Security beneficiaries conducted by the TSCL indicated that a fifth of respondents were spending more than $1,000 on healthcare costs alone. And the vast majority, 96%, thought the Social Security Administration should base their COLA calculations on another set of data, like the Consumer Price Index for the elderly, as I just mentioned, the CPIE, which focuses on costs affecting Americans ages 62 and up. Now, many older Americans saw their Social Security buying power eroded during the recent inflation spike, and rising Medicare Part B premiums often wiped out their entire COLA increases, the TSCL Executive Director Shannon Benton told Nexstar. A catch-up payment would help restore that lost value and provide urgently needed relief for retirees living on fixed incomes. And if you agree with that, again, drop yes in the comments. She is saying seniors, those collecting SSI, SSDI, the retirement, they need a one-time bump up because this COLA, it is just not cutting it. Earlier this year, the Bureau of Labor Statistics also stopped collecting data for its indexes in 3 cities and reduced collection efforts in about 15% of 72 other metro areas, sparking concerns that the more limited data might be less reflective of the prices that seniors are paying. BLS, however, claimed in July that its new practices did not result in any significant changes when compared to the previous methods. If the government fails to act and the CPI's data quality begins to erode, it increases the likelihood of the government providing a COLA that doesn't match inflation, the TSCL wrote at the time. Now, how would a catch-up payment help? TSCL didn't go into much detail about the specifics of its proposed catch-up payment in last month's press release, but in an email shared with Nexstar, TSCL suggested that the money could be provided to eligible recipients in the same way that the 2009 $250 economic recovery payments were doled out to Social Security and SSI recipients amid the Great Recession. A third of recipients ultimately used the money to pay off debt, the BLS later reported. Now, reading on, it says Benton also pointed to the economic impact payments which was provided to eligible U.S. citizens during the coronavirus pandemic, aka those stimulus checks, as evidence that specific financial assistance can and has been dispersed by the federal government amid times of economic uncertainty. Now, how much does the TSCL envision the payment to be? $1,400, Benton told Nexstar. And while TSCL advocates specifically for seniors, Benton said the organization would be thrilled if everyone on Social Security could receive a special boost. So not just retirement, but SSI, SSDI, all those collecting Social Security. A representative for the Social Security Administration did not return a request for comments on this proposal. Now, make-up payments aside, the majority of seniors surveyed for TSCL's recent report still believe that there are fundamental problems with how the Social Security Administration attempts to mitigate the effects of inflation when it comes to yearly benefit increases. And let me know if you agree in the comments. If you agree, the system is flawed, the increases are not enough, put yes in the comments. You agree. If you disagree and you like the way that the COLA currently operates, put no. Now, if 4 in 5 seniors think inflation was higher than the government reported in 2024, maybe we should stop questioning their experiences and start questioning why the COLA is failing to measure them, Benton said at the time. So there you have it, you guys. They are saying that it is not keeping up. It is not enough. Seniors need more payments to go out, and they are proposing a $1,400 check. They said especially to retirees, but not just them. You also heard them say SSI, SSDI. They could sure use a bump up as well. And I'm seeing those yeses pour into the comments. Now, while you're dropping those yeses, don't forget, if you haven't done so yet, please take a second, hit that like button if you appreciate the updates. Just hitting that thumbs up helps out a ton. If we could get half the room to hit it, I think we've got 1,300 people with me. I think like 650. If you haven't hit it yet and you don't see the likes at 650, please take a second and do so. Helps out while we're live a ton. But let's take a look at the actual publication, the press release that came out from the TSCL. I'm going to go through this so you can see it for yourself here. And this is also going to be linked in the description as well. I cite all the sources for you so you know it is the latest and can see it for yourself. Now, as the One Big Beautiful Bill passes, 2026 COLA predictions rise to 2.6%. Now, the article says that the TSCL predicts Social Security's 2026 COLA will be about 2.6%, up from last month's prediction of 2.5%. And when the new prediction comes out, I'll be sure to keep you up to date here on the channel. So stay tuned as we get those inflation readings. The TSCL's models predictions has increased for 5 consecutive months amid mounting inflationary pressures. This comes hot on the heels of Congress passing the President Trump's signing of the One Big Beautiful Bill. The new law will provide seniors who file their taxes individually and earn less than $75,000 a year with a $6,000 tax credit, and couples who earn $150,000 with a $12,000 credit. Higher earners will receive reduced tax credits. However, the One Big Beautiful Bill does not go far enough when it comes to providing relief for low-income seniors. Social Security benefits aren't counted as taxable income for about half of the beneficiaries, and many seniors' incomes, they are just too low to see any changes from this tax break. This comes as TSCL's research has found that approximately 7.3 million American seniors get by on less than $1,000 a month. Now, here are some key insights. As the Big Beautiful Bill passes, inflation continues to rise. With only 3 months remaining until the next COLA announcement, TSCL's model predicts that the COLA will be only 0.1 percentage point higher than the 2025 COLA of 2.5%. Now, low-income seniors need additional relief. TSCL's 2025 Seniors Survey Report found that about 13% of seniors get by on less than $1,000 a month after taxes and deductions, which is less than the cost of a modest apartment in most cities. The research also found that 39% of beneficiaries depend on Social Security for 100% of their income. Now, TSCL's executive director, Shannon Benton, said, "The big, beautiful bill is a good start on providing financial relief for American seniors. The next priority should be providing support for the estimated 7.3 million American seniors who are living on less than $1,000 per month, which is below the federal poverty line." Now, here it is. TSCL's research shows that 93% of American seniors see Social Security and Medicare reform as a high priority for Congress and the president. They're calling on the administration to calculate COLAs with an index more representative of seniors' experiences and also provide a one-time catch-up payment to make up for historical COLA shortfalls. Now, so there you have it, you guys. They are saying that this should be done. They should go ahead and provide that one-time payment. And as we saw in an email response coming out after they provided this, they said it should be $1,400 to seniors. Sure would be nice. And if you could also include SSI, SSDI, that would be nice as well. Let me know if you agree in the comments. Your thoughts on a one-time $1,400 check. Now, this has just been proposed. We're hearing that TSCL is saying that this needs to be done, that the cost of living adjustment is not going to be enough. It's not going to keep up, and they need this one-time payment to go out. We've also had before, as I mentioned, proposed by Joe Biden during his administration, $200 per month. We saw the legislation released for it that would increase $2,400 a year. There have been proposals that have come out, but we will see if any of these come to fruition. But we're hearing the Senior Citizens League right now is pushing for this, and we're going to see whether or not it comes about. And if it does or does not, either way, I'm going to keep you up to date here on the channel. But again, if you think Social Security needs an increase, drop a yes in the comments. And I'm going to keep my eye on this for you so that way you know exactly what's going on. And again, for those of you hopping on a little bit late, again, just a shout out to my wife. Very proud of her for releasing her first book. And it is now available on Amazon. I'm going to pin a link down below. She put a lot of time and effort into doing this. Very proud of her. And if you've got grandkids, nieces, nephews, kids that you think would be interested in a fun, heartwarming adventure about Fiona the Fox, I'd love for you to check it out. I'm going to have that pinned in the description below. And again, shout out to my beautiful wife. Great job. Very proud of you. So that is the latest, you guys. I'll keep you up to date on everything Social Security, all as it unfolds. Hit the like button if you haven't done so yet. Subscribe to stay up to date. And I will catch you in the next one. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.